Merry Christmas, everyone! I was commissioned to read Nutcracked by Susan Adrian. So this is a middle school story. The premise is that Georgie is a ballerina who's acting in the play, the Nutcracker. She's playing Clara, and when she holds the Nutcracker, she gets taken into the world of Nutcracker. So it's actually a real story, and she gets taken to another magical fantasy world where all the characters come alive, and she has to help the Nutcracker defeat the evil Mouse King. So I really liked. This is gonna sound weird because the Nutcracker stuff is pretty good. You can tell that the author really likes ballet and really cares about the Nutcracker stuff, and that's supposed to be the main draw of the story. But I kind of like the stuff outside of the magical fantasy world. So I really liked what's going on with Georgie and her friend Kristen. So her friend doesn't get the part of Clara, and they sort of stop talking. Like her friend stops talking to her and then quits ballet forever. And just drama where she just lost her best friend, especially at this moment when she wants to tell her friend about this new magical world she's discovered, but she also doesn't want to tell her friend because that would just drudge up the bad feelings of her friend not getting the part. And yeah, I thought that was great. And so she kind of meets this boy named Noah, and she sort of leans on him and tells him about the fantasy world. And it was cute to see the two of them together. And it brought more tension with her old friend, Kristen. So I just really liked the middle school drama. I thought it was great. It was good. I loved it. I thought it was better than the fantasy world with the Nutcracker. Because I'm going to be honest, I thought that was the worst part of the book. I thought the magical world could have been more developed. And I mean this in the sense that there aren't really any characters she encounters. Here's an example. So she goes into the world of Nutcracker, and there's a bear in a glass cage, and she touches the glass to melt the cage and open it. The bear comes out, and then that's it. That's the end of her little trip, and we never really hear from the bear again. It was strange. I thought that was weird. And similarly, like the soldiers, they don't talk to her. Her friend Noah gets put in charge of the soldiers. She brings him into the magical world, and he plays the bugle to waken up the soldiers so they can start marching. And then that's about it. Really, I thought we could have seen Drosselmeyer or the Sugar Plum Fairy. Like, I've never seen the Nutcracker, but I know about the Sugar Plum Fairy. I'm remembering Rainbow Magic number 5, Izzy the Indigo Fairy, where the two girls are taken into the book, The Nutcracker, and they meet these gingerbread men, and they meet the Sugar Plum Fairy who sends them away on a balloon, just like in The Nutcracker. And so I was expecting this book to be more along the lines of that, interacting with the various characters and stuff. But no, it's more, you're inside the world, but you're not really talking or interacting with the characters. You have to find some way to save the Nutcracker who's trapped. The Nutcracker has been trapped for 200 years. Apparently, it's exactly 200 years since they were cursed by the original Drosselmeyer to just redo the story over and over and over again. And at the end, she gives a big speech saying, hey, you guys were invented as toys. You're not supposed to fight. You're just supposed to be toys. You're supposed to be played with. And now that they know their purpose, they put down their arms, they stop fighting, and that's what saves the Nutcracker and the Rat King. The Rat King was creepy, he had 3 heads and stuff, big monster, but I think it's only in like 1 or 2 scenes, one scene where it talks, so it wasn't as effective as a villain as I thought it could be. I thought the ending was, kind of generic Hallmark ending. It's like, oh, you need to learn to get along and be friendly. But there were other reviewers who thought that was a great ending and it was really creative. So I guess maybe if you've actually seen the play, The Nutcracker, then maybe it makes more sense to you and you'll be more impressed by the ending. But I don't know how the actual Nutcracker ends. I know they go away in a balloon with the Sugar Plum Fairy, but I'm not sure what happens with the Nutcracker and the Mouse King. I think the Nutcracker defeats the Mouse King and becomes human. This book did a pretty good job of explaining the the ballet play for anyone who hasn't seen it. So I didn't feel like I was lost or confused at any point. So that was good. That was good. I like that. And even when it goes into like the original book that the ballet is based on, which you'd think that could be kind of confusing. We've got three different versions of the Nutcracker going on in this book. We've got the version that our main character is getting sucked into. We've got the actual ballet, and then we've got the book version. But this book does a good job of balancing all three, and at no point was I confused. So that was good. That was good. I did like that. So overall, I'd say, it's an okay Christmassy book. If this is what gets you into Christmas spirit, then that's fine. I personally like the middle school drama myself more than the Christmassy Nutcracker stuff, but it wasn't that bad. I just thought, I needed a bit more character interaction because it was mostly our main character, Georgie, kind of being alone and lonely, not dealing with any of their characters, just sort of wandering the stage and being shocked that the Nutcracker world has come to life. And I'm just remembering there's also a subplot about her grandfather who's dying, and that was surprisingly dramatic too. So yeah, I definitely liked all the stuff that happened in the real world in the middle school drama. That was great. That was my favorite part. So that's it. Hope you enjoyed my review, everybody.